of educationagents.org. Our company is designed to connect agencies with different international schools around the globe. We're proud to be partnered with the Royal University for Women in Bahrain. It's a very exciting time for them at the moment. They're just starting to move into the world of international representation and working with different agents from around the globe. So they're very keen on working with new international partners. We're lucky enough to have Catherine and Dr. Vivian from the university today, who will do a presentation on the institution itself and life in Bahrain. The session's also recorded, so anyone who was unable to join us live today will also be able to view it on our YouTube channel. So what I'll do now is I'll pass over to Catherine and Dr. Vivian, and they'll be able to run through their presentations.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is actually 2 p.m. here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. My name is Dr. Vivian, the International Affairs Officer at the Royal University for Women. And my colleague here, Ms. Catherine.
Hi, I am Ms. Catherine Funk. I am the Research Assistant at RUW, and I will be the acting agent liaison for our webinar, our weekly webinars. So I'm looking forward to working with everyone.
Today we're excited to share with all of you, a few slides about our university. So welcome to all of you wherever you are in the world. The vision of our university, it's all about women excellence. So where women excel, we're similar to some of the women universities across the world, like in the United States, for instance, like Wesley, famous for most of you. But again, some leading institutions in the region, whether it's in Saudi, in Pakistan, or Kuwait, and of course, across that. We were born in 2005, so we age 13. We are very proud of our graduates, as we, of course, offering a challenging multicultural environment. And this university, just to clarify, it's for women, not for religious reasons, but really about women empowerment and women leadership.
So our mission is to offer students a rewarding and challenging multicultural learning environment. We will show you our student profile and staff profile later on, and we're hoping with the help of you all, we can diversify that even stronger. We hope to cultivate well-rounded personalities. Students are encouraged to pursue leadership, and we're hoping to produce students who have strong characters and are very social consciousness and leaders in their community.
As we mentioned, so we were born in 2005 with the only private university accredited in the Kingdom of Bahrain. So Bahrain, a small nation of 1.4 million citizens, very close to Saudi Arabia. Maybe we'll jump to the Bahrain slides.
Yes, we have some. We have some geographics on the Bahrain. We'll show you here, so you can get kind of an idea.
So where is Bahrain? So if you guys never heard of Bahrain, first of all, we're very proud of the fact that it's a top expat destination. And I think Catherine and I, strong evidence, since I'm originally from France and Catherine is American, married here to a Saudi gentleman, and my wife is from Malawi. So again, we think this is the best environment for expats. Very close to Saudi Arabia, very famous for the freedom of faith. We talked about women empowerment already, but this is one of the facts that when it comes to women rights, women issue, Bahrain is extremely liberal. Freedom of faith, again, whether you're Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, there's a place for you in this country, and it's very easy to practice your faith. What is Bahrain famous for? Of course, for ancestral civilization. in this day and age famous for banking and finance, being a big banking capital in commercial banking and Islamic banking. Maybe for the Formula One Grand Prix, of course, it's also one of the highlights of Bahrain here, and why would you be here? In terms of architecture and urban design, we have a mix between the tradition and the modernity with high rises, but also very traditional Bahraini architecture, typical from the Gulf region. Bahrain is trying to become a tourism destination, certainly in terms of business hospitality, with all the major hotel chains here. Definitely a financial place. And in terms of energy, maybe you guys would like to know that a few months ago there was a big oil find close to, like, in the waters of Bahrain, and also onshore gas. So why are we talking about all this? To show you why this university is definitely a good fit compared to the needs of the kingdom. In terms of business, we have a college of business and financial science. We have a college of art and design, including architecture, interior design, graphic design, interior design, and fashion design, and also a college of law. And then, of course, the specificity about us is our partnership with West Virginia, where we offer a Bachelor of Civil Engineering on the other side of campus.
Okay, yes, and we can both attest to life in Bahrain as it's really one of a kind here. I'm going to go back to our.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to our RUW slide and finish with that, and then we'll give you a brief about the WVU program, but it's something we'll go more in depth about in some later sessions. So as Dr. Vivian mentioned,
we have, okay, so in terms of recognition, for some of you who might be agents in the region, we have the recognition from Saudi Arabia, recognition from Kuwait for the business program, and recognition from Oman. Strong ties with the community. In terms of student representation, I think we're about 16 nations represented on campus. When it comes to faculty member, I think close to 21 or 22 faculty members from all over the world. So you see, when we talk about multiculturalism, we just want to show you evidence, not just like talking, right? That we have folks trained all across the world. If we talk about Catherine and I, we actually, as I said, both American and French, but we were trained at West Virginia University. So my colleagues, Indian trained in England, some Iraqis trained in the US or Asia, and so forth. So we're very proud of this multicultural environment in terms of teaching, learning, and the various experiences in the delivery of the courses. Yes. Now, I just want to also keep in mind, and I think I'll let Catherine talk about the research. We make sure we have consistent quality in the teaching and in the delivery. We do regular capacity building workshops for our staff based on high international standards, whether it's from the UK, for instance. We have a partnership with University of Bangor in Wales, and they helped us in terms of teaching technology in the classroom. And again, consistency is really key for our quality assurance, as we are the only private university accredited in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Okay, and we would like to add, this is our academic staff profile. This is the country of their passports, but as Dr. Vivian mentioned, everyone's very multicultural. So I'll move you on to our student profile also. Our students are primarily from Bahrain currently. Next in line would be from Saudi Arabia, but we have some students from Pakistan, India, Kuwait, Yemen, Qatar, Oman, and we're really hoping to expand that. That's a strong mission of ours for this year. I'm going to go ahead and move you into our programs and colleges. We currently have 4 colleges. To begin, we have the College of Art and Design. We're offering bachelors in fashion, graphic, interior, and architectural. We're the only college in Bahrain with the fashion major. And
even in the region, there's a big interest for this. Like in Kuwait, for instance, they would like to study fashion. We're the only college of art and design offering a master's in design management, a master of fine art. It's also one of the unique features of the college.
Yes, and our Masters of Design Management is internationally accredited. Then we have the College of Business and Financial Sciences. We have Banking and Finance, Human Resource, International Business, and Marketing. Then we have our College of Law. This is the only College of Law program in the Kingdom of Bahrain that's offering English courses. We do have 40% of the coursework is in Arabic, but we're the only ones offering some English courses also.
And the Arabic is the legal requirement with Sharia law.
Yes.
But yet, well, we mentioned all of our courses throughout the spectrum of the majors are taught in English. So that's also another big important point for you guys.
Yes, and then we're gonna get, and then our College of Engineering. This is the RUW has a College of Engineering, and through that college, we are hosting a WVU Civil Engineering program. I will take you to that presentation momentarily. I just want to quickly go through some of our achievements. Many of them Dr. Vivian's already mentioned. We're used to giving this presentation, so we are the only university who's received the HEC National Accreditation, the only private university, excuse me.
It means for Higher Education Council, which is the arm under the Ministry of Education regulating universities, public and private universities.
All throughout Bahrain. And then we're working towards further international accreditations. We have received that in some programs.
We receive ASIC, British accreditation for the entire university. And as my colleague mentioned, now we're seeking accreditation at the college level. So for instance, the College of Business is seeking the ACSB accreditation. We're going to look into CEDA for the interior design programs and so forth. The West Virginia program offered is of course ABET accredited in the United States.
And then we actually have full confidence from the BQA. Last week we actually finished our institutional review with the BQA for this year, so we've received full confidence from them. We have some achievements. Speaking of our fashion design program, the fashion design student received a bronze medal in the GCC skills competition in 2016. We have 3 medals in Bahrain in 2017. We also, for our College of Law, we are participating in the International Moot Court competition. This is actually the 26th competition, so this is our 4th year. This will be our 4th year of doing it, and we've held the moot court at RUW for 2 years now, and we're hoping to also host it again, but that is not yet confirmed.
We're very proud of the fact that we very much student-centered. Again, we give a lot of autonomy to our students. So Student Council, of course, organize a lot of events on their own with their funding itself and coming up with initiatives. Recently, they think about creating an international club to celebrate cultural diversity on our campus. And as Catherine just showed you, lots of our students outshine themselves by presenting in different competitions, whether it was the moot court, whether it was medals in the Bahrain skill competition or at the regional level, or the entrepreneurship competition, the INJAZ, where they competed with universities across the country and won the prize 2 years in a row by coming up with a table, like a folded table, for instance. And the point we're trying to make is students in Bahrain, or especially our university, are extremely creative. And it's not just in design, in the design disciplines, but also in business. And in general, Bahrain is a country very good at entrepreneurship. So you see a lot of our students who have their own business while studying, or a lot of our alumni creating their own business. More than close to 15% of our alumni creating their own business.
An award Dr. Vivian mentioned, we're centered around women empowerment. That's why we chose to be a primarily women's university. In 2015, we received the award from Her Royal Highness Princess Sabikha for the Bahraini Women Empowerment.
She's the wife of the king.
And these are some of our international collaborations. Of course, we have the West Virginia University partnership. Dar al-Hikmah is our sister college in Jeddah, and Bangor University, we're having close ties with them also.
Just on our partnership, we want to stress, of course, the unique partnership with West Virginia, a strategic partnership. And you might wonder why a 150-year-old public land-grant university want to partner with a young woman university in the Gulf. Well, first of all, the founders of RUW were alumni of West Virginia in the 80s, and they wanted West Virginia to be like an older sister, older brother, help us in our development. And it's a full-fledged partnership, to the extent that this partnership was awarded special, like a unique partnership award at the Institute for International Education last spring in New York, among like a few selected partnerships. But we won the award, and again, based on what do we do together? We do curriculum review, do visiting professorship, student exchange, where we bring students every year for about a week for cultural exchange, where they do debate with the students from RUW and from the region. We do program development. So the Bachelor of Civil Engineering is the co-ed program on the other side of campus. And the idea is to have West Virginia anchored here in the region based on the number of successful West Virginia alumni who've been studied at WVU. The Dar al-Hikmah relationship, as Catherine explained to you guys, it's almost similar to our institution, except slightly older with similar programs. And Bangor also very familiar with the region. They have ties. A lot of alumni from the region made a lot of sense for us to work with them. We don't want tons of partnerships, but we'd rather have few selected partnerships, but make them really active. So it's not about a pile of MOUs on the shelves, but rather than few top quality partnership that we're proud of, involving our students, our faculty members, and our administration.
Yes, as Dr. Vivian mentioned, we have student exchanges. I myself familiarized with RUW on the student exchange from WVU. And in 2017, we actually extended that to also send our RUW students to WVU also. So we're trying to build this partnership both ways a little more now. Just touch on research. We are a teaching university. However, we're expanding ourselves in research. We have held 2 Women in Society conferences. The first one was in 2016, and our last one was April 2018. In that one, we received 65 research papers total. It was a 2-day conference. The first day was comprised of invited speakers, and the second day we had smaller panel sessions with papers. We had participants from over 21 different countries, and sorry for this, should be 15. We had 15 students participate in a poster competition and around 150 guests. So that's just one thing we're trying to expand on through research. As Dr. Vivian mentioned, we have close ties with the local community. Just the below points are to name a few. We have the industrial clothing project with BAPCO. BAPCO is the main oil company in Bahrain. We train 60 Bahraini women in fashion design, along with the Supreme Council for Women. And the Supreme Council for Women is the recognized body for women in Bahrain. We're working pretty closely with them on several things, including research also. We had the media project and 3 projects with the Northern Municipal Council. I actually think we did a 4th one in 2018.
We're very proud. You know, it's important for us to, as a private university, we should serve the community, the private and the public sector. So it's helping the community, but it's also helping us, because what we teach should be in line with the needs of the market. You know, whether it's in the design sector or in the business field, right? So we always try to be in line with the needs of the country. So whether it's what we offer in the classroom or by setting up this professional training projects. An example with WVU, for instance, a few years ago, we were pioneers in offering workshops in forensic accounting and fraud examination, because WVU has a center on forensic accounting. And it was a great opportunity for us, because it was a way for us to connect with banks and ministries and auditors to come to campus, to be with us for about 3 days and to learn about the latest trends and how you could actually apply this to the different compliance or risk departments of the organization. The media project was also an exciting challenge for all of us, because we forged a tie with France and leading schools of journalism in France. So some trainers came to Bahrain to train folks from the Ministry of Information, and we also send Bahraini journalists to France for on-site training, again to upgrade their skill. And it's all in line. It's something very common in the Gulf for some of you who do recruitment in the Gulf, with upgrading the skills of locals, or you know, the concept of Bahrainization or Saudization, making sure the locals find appropriate jobs in the various sectors important for the economy.
Okay, and now these are just some events we've been celebrating. We of course celebrate the International Women's Day, Bahrain National Day, Bahraini Women's Day, the National Charter Day. As of this year, we began celebrating the Saudi National Day. Not included on this, also last year we had a small celebration for the Kuwait National Day. We are continuously inviting members of Parliament and Shura Council. Actually, yesterday there was a presentation from someone about the upcoming elections in November. So we are very much preparing the RUW students to be good, wholesome citizens within Bahrain society. The Organization of Student Affairs is also planning an International Day celebration with the new International Organization Club. This is something we're hoping to kind of use with the help of you all as we expand. So for our social life, we have the RUW Carnival. We've had it 3 years in a row now.
Organized fully by the students.
Yes, the Student Council, various clubs and activities. Just on Sunday, I took some of the students to the Bahrain Model UN, where they received some awards. There are also activities within each college and more OSA activities. And we also have some students who represent Bahrain in national teams, such as the football team.
Yeah, fencing as well. So fencing champion, horse riding champions. So you see, when we talk about a university where women excel, it's not just in the academic field or in the competition, but also we have like some leading athletes who decided to join us because it was a good environment for them. You know, I think what's important about an environment, we really have outstanding facilities with, maybe we'll show you.
Yeah, I'll take you to the facilities slides. So.
Outstanding facilities, and again, you guys recruit all over the world, but compared to, you know, being a European and Catherine being American, we can tell you we really have like beautiful dorms, excellent, like to the extent that we have students from other campuses also joining us. very good sports facilities. It's a safe environment. You have access to lots of restaurants and like from the major national like chains across the country, and a very nice fitness club, and again very comfortable dorms. The achievement of our graduates, as we mentioned throughout the presentation, they all land jobs in the public sector, private sector. Some of them pursue higher studies in Europe or the United States. We had graduates who went to London School of Economics. Some of them go for short programs. Some students go maybe join the diplomatic service, and one of our students is actually a graduate, is a diplomat at the UN in Geneva. But again, you see leading companies not only in Bahrain but in the Gulf, and especially in Saudi being our neighbor, where we have a lot of students placed with maybe name you're familiar with, such as Aramco, a leading oil company, with all our majors placed in this company.
Okay. And these are just some photographs. The presentation was very content oriented, so I'll just walk you through a couple of photographs and then we'll move on to life in Bahrain. This was from the Saudi National Day this year. Just last week, the RUW president and AVP joined the students for a pizza night in the dorms. We actually just now held an event, Yalla Banat, to encourage women to pursue driving.
Yeah, and it's a good picture because it shows you the kind of woman we have on campus, in terms of being accepted, and there's no like a typical profile where you see on the picture some of our students wear abaya, some wear hijab, some of them like just dressed, they were from the West. So it really shows how diverse Bahrain is, and within a Bahraini family, you could have someone who's like totally embracing the Western style, or embracing both styles, or being more conservative. And it's really the beauty of the classroom when you actually come to campus. I mean, we bring in campus to you guys virtually today, but you really see this diversity in the classroom.
Okay. I'm not sure if we should just go to life in Bahrain, maybe. And so we were planning to show you our West Virginia presentation. However, I think that next week we'll dive a little deeper into our programs in each college. So at that point, we'll give you a lot more information about the engineering, the satellite program. But just to give you a brief overview of life in Bahrain itself, in 2017, Internation's Expat Survey named Bahrain as the #1 destination for expats. Here's a list, and it's usually in the top, but it's moved up to first place now. Mm-hmm. Some of these things Dr. Vivian's already mentioned earlier, about the diversity of religion. Islam is the primary religion, but all religions are very, very respected here, and you always feel this anywhere you are.
Yeah, so if you had like students, like for instance, Christian students interested in joining, there's like big churches, there's like service every day. There's service offered in several languages. So I'm not sure, for instance, if we have folks today from the Philippines with us, but they would offer service in Tagalog. They would have service in French. So it really show you how, and those churches are really crowded. And usually the day for the church would be the same day as you go to mosque on Friday. But I just thought it was a good example to show how faith and cultural diversity, religious diversity, has been really respected and observed in this country. The language also, the fact that Bahraini are very good English speakers due to the nature of the history of Bahrain being an island, being on the Silk Road, big influence from the UK, from the United States, from Portugal, and big influence from India and Pakistan, neighboring countries.
Yeah, we are primarily speaking in English everywhere we go. So Arabic, I came here to build my Arabic, and that hasn't happened because we're always speaking English. And Bahrain is actually, the expats are outnumbering the locals. And we're giving you large numbers, but geographically, Bahrain is actually a rather small place, but it has a lot to offer. So we are just less than an hour driving access to Saudi Arabia. So we do have, it's the #1 destination for those living within the Gulf.
Like the proximity, of course, you see a lot of commuters. So again, in terms of the economic attractiveness of the country, a lot of ties with the Saudi business community and the rest of the Gulf. Very popular destination for the Kuwaitis, for instance. Again, in terms of proximity of culture, like the cultures around the Gulf are very close to one another. And if you were to send a student, why would you choose the Gulf? Because the Gulf is really a booming economic region, and of course culturally as well. You know, it's a hub for design, for instance, in terms of fashion, of interior, with influence from both Europe and Asia. In terms of business, when you see the success of airlines from the region, whether it's Emirates, Qatar, Gulf Air, or Kuwait Airlines, it makes sense because you're very close to West Africa and you're very close to Asia as well. So it's booming in terms of the energy sector. I think because of the oil dependency, they also look into renewable energy, the climate, the fact it's like sunny all year long, they're tapping the solar energy as well.
Yes, the banking industry too, or the financial hub. And also, Bahrain has grown rapidly within the last 10 years. So it truly is a multicultural nation. Many of these points Dr. Vivian mentioned, the Formula One, we're getting a lot of things. I believe in 2019, Amazon will come to Bahrain.
Yes.
As its first destination in the Gulf.
IKEA just opened a store, so there's a push also at the national level to attract investments, which is good, of course, for universities such like ours, in terms of ties with the public and the private sector, and shows again the dynamic of the economy in general. And multiculturalism, I just want to add one point for families, because we have students who are mothers. The fact it's extremely multicultural, you would see high schools following the British system, the French system, the American system, and we even have a Japanese high school here in Bahrain.
Yes, so these are just some sites in Bahrain. We have the souk, the Bab al Bahrain with the Gold City, the Al Fatah Grand Mosque. We have the Tree of Life in Bahrain, numerous islands, state-of-the-art shopping centers, etc. There's really a lot to do here, so it's truly a very wonderful place to live, and it doesn't take long to get to anywhere, so due to its size. So I hope that we've summarized everything up as far as RUW itself and the life in Bahrain to start, and
the uniqueness again of our partnership with West Virginia. So whether you want to study business, art and design, or law, we're very strong. And again, the idea of having a civil engineering program is a nice summary of what our university has to offer, that we would like to expand our student body. We have the space, we have the facilities, we're very open to the rest of the world. The quality partnerships such as the one with West Virginia shows how West Virginia again is interested in working with us and expanding their campus on the other side of our campus. So if you have any questions, please let us know. And thank you for your attention this afternoon.
Yes, thank you. We're looking forward to these webinars continuing forward. Okay, Stephen, are you still with us?
Stephen?
Oh, we have, okay. So, the population of students now, we're around 650 students currently. Sorry, we're just now seeing your questions up. We didn't have this portion of the screen pulled up. So yeah, we have around 650 students now. However, as Dr. Vivian just mentioned, we do have the ability, we have the space to increase. Yeah.
You guys asked for my email, so I will definitely put it there.
Brilliant, great, thank you very much. Apologies, I was on mute when you were trying to contact me, and because you're a host, I was unable to speak there. So, yeah, I mean, thank you very much for the team from the Royal Women's University for conducting the presentation today. As I said, it will be fully, it has been recorded and it will be hosted on our YouTube channel. So the next stage of obviously interaction would be signing agreements and doing some personal introductions. We had over 30 agents today register for the session, so thank you for those who joined live and those who will view this in the future. This is part of a series of presentations, so the next one will happen next week, and that will be around more of the ins and outs of the contents of the program and entry requirements and visa regulations and that sort of thing as well. So what we'll do is we'll finish the session here today. I thank everyone for joining us, and then we look forward to greeting you at the next session moving forward as well.